Oh, I have so much to do today. We must get to Gorilla's tapes of him addressing that college audience. Stuttering John, man, I could do a whole show today on interns, since we just talked to Christine, the sexy intern. How about John, the stupid intern?
Oh, what did he do?
No, he was really weird. You know, John has a record. He got a deal with Atlantic Records, which I'm very happy for the guy. I think John is a really nice kid. You know, we kid him on the air and everything, and he stutters and all that. We tease him. But I know you like him a lot, and I like him. And everyone on the show likes him.
Yeah.
He's a likable guy. He's a bit of a screw-up, but that's okay because he stutters. And
He's funny when he does it.
Yeah. At least he's funny. And he entertains us. And quite frankly, Robin, occasionally you'll get together with him and go for a lunch or, you know, I mean, you like him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
John is a friend of mine.
Right.
I wouldn't deny it.
He means well.
He means well. So he got a record deal, which is, you know, how many people ever get a record deal in their lives?
Not a lot.
I'm about to yell at you.
I figured this as much.
Yeah, because you really deserve it. And I like you. I like you a lot. I think I would do anything for you within reason, you know. If you asked me a favor, I would come through for you. If you needed my advice, I would give you my advice. And I've always tried to be there for you. And the fact that you got to deal with Atlantic Records, when your record comes out, I've told you I'll play it. I'd like to play it on the air and give you a little plug because I think the music's good. I've been very generous that way.
Mm-hmm.
But John knows how I act. I mean, John has been here. How many years you been here?
6 years in August.
Right. And John knows that I have sort of a plan. I don't...
6 years he's still an intern. He doesn't write. He doesn't do anything like he says he does, being a liar that he is.
Like when I did my book, it was very uncomfortable to do a lot of these television appearances because, quite frankly, we're on 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it's enough. You know, I don't need to be on TV, too, and all that other stuff. And you got to limit the amount of times you make an appearance on Letterman. You got to limit the amount of times you make an appearance on Leno because otherwise it becomes very ordinary, right? I mean, that's my strategy anyway. And I think it's most people's strategy in terms of this business because you don't want to be overexposed.
If you have a strategy.
Yeah.
Unlike Jackie.
Right. Well, Jackie doesn't have a strategy because Jackie has his wife as a manager. The two of them are...
How the hell did I get involved in this?
I know, it always comes back to you.
Well, you know, when you're talking show business, there's Jackie and then there's everybody.
Right, because Jackie's like, I'll do Letterman every night. What do I care?
If anybody wants to build a cartoon around.
I can see that more than John Lovitz. So, good pot-smoking cartoon for the kids. So the character that smokes pot and gets high and screams and bitches about how everyone in show business is passing him by. I like it.
Could you imagine your auditions for my voice?
Yeah.
Hey! Everybody in the world can do it.
Anyway. Yeah, Jackie can't do his own impression of himself. Can't do an impression of himself. Anyway, so Stuttering John yesterday, I'm leaving work, and he says, he was stuttering like crazy, mumbling like.
Yeah.
And he's walking downstairs with me, and I'm going into my car. I have to talk to you about some stuff. You have some questions? Like that.
Yeah.
Questions? I got questions. And I was just like, what is your question? Ask me the question. I'll give you an answer. I go, what is your question?
He first said, ask me on the air.
Yeah, at first I said to him, well, if you have a question for me, why don't you ask me on the air?
Yeah, always try to get it away from you.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, no, it's not that kind of question. You know, it's personal. And so I was like, well, okay. You want to ask me something? You want to waste time and have a conversation off the air? Fine. So the next thing I know, he's getting into my car with me.
Was he going to drive home with you, or were you supposed to sit there?
I don't know. I had a meeting to go to. I guess he knew it. He says, I'll drive with you, and then I'll get out. It's pouring rain. I go, no, I'll have the discussion with you tomorrow. I thought. But now he's in my car having a private discussion with me.
Well,
he shanghaied me, and it was just so embarrassing.
It's hard to get you anywhere, man.
Hey, dude, I'm here all the time. I'm back there having lunch every day. You could get to me. You got to make an appointment.
I know.
No, but why not? Why don't you say, Howard, I want to talk to you?
All right, I'll make an appointment. I'm not the greatest at what's the proper etiquette or something.
Yeah, well, you seem to find ways of doing things when they benefit you.
What do you mean? You just
like to corner people at your convenience.
Yeah.
Is what he
in other words, that was pretty thought out. Because he was waiting around to walk me down.
No, I said to Tobin, should I go in the office? She said, why don't you just wait and and talk to him on the way down?
Yeah, great. That was a good idea.
Well, so
This is the guy that's tracked down every celebrity on the planet.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I mean, the whole time I'm walking down, it's the same thing. As we get in my car, I got to talk to you personally. I got to talk to you.
with those people in the elevator, and
But he's always asking people around the office
What he should do.
What he should do.
Right.
Tobin told him
Tobin.
to wait until you were getting into your car.
Well, Robin.
Yeah, well, maybe Tobin doesn't know. Well, maybe Tobin wouldn't know when I'm most annoyed by you. I tell Tobin I'm not really a fan of like walking down the steps after being asked favors from Stuttering John.
Well, I always walk you down, so I figured it's always our little moment together.
But anyway, yeah. But while we were walking down, you should have asked me. I said to him, okay, you can ask me something personal. Well, next thing I know, he's getting in the car, and it was like, well, I figured like tomorrow at work he'd ask me something personal, or like just ask me.
Well, I stutter so much, I feel I need at least 10.
Yeah. Well, anyway, ever since John got this record deal, it's always been based on his association with me. In other words, I'm thrilled he got the record deal. Atlantic Records, on their own, they didn't approach me. They approached John.
Right.
They said, we'd like to put out a record with you. Obviously, we think there's something there. We think your music is good. They heard a tape, I guess, and they got excited about it, and they want to release it.
So what does it have to do with you?
It should have nothing to do with me. But ever since John's getting the record deal, it's always been, the first time it was, would you write the liner notes for my record? Because that would be really important. And then I said, no. I don't want to write the liner notes for your record. And then it became, if you, and then you heard him here on the other day on the air, if you would be in the video, that would really get me added to MTV. That will make, that's what I really need. And I was like, no, I don't want to be in your video because, quite frankly,
it's not your band.
It's not my band, and quite frankly, I have a movie coming out, and there's going to be a soundtrack album. Maybe I want to be on MTV. I don't want to ruin the specialness of that, and I don't want to be in your video.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to do that. I told him that.
So is that the question?
Wait a second. So we get in the car, and he goes, I'm asking you to be in my video.
Again?
So, again, this
again.
is just like, you've already asked me once.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You don't even know what you asked me to do. Everything is with me. Why can't I be left out of this?
When did I ask you before?
You asked me on the air to be in your video.
Oh, well, I just figured, okay, but I didn't really ask.
I told you no on the air. Well, was I lying?
I didn't really ask. I thought, who knows?
I think I made it kind of clear.
He probably said, just don't ask me to be in your video.
Right.
No, he didn't.
I did.
You realize how uncomfortable it is for me to ask you?
So then he goes, this is very uncomfortable. I don't like to ask. And then
Where
Ronnie...
do these suggestions come from? Is this
I don't know.
out of his head or is somebody working him like a puppet?
It's either the record company guys or it's somebody's working him and telling him. Now they're telling him if he doesn't... Obviously because he's on this show.
Right.
A lot of radio stations won't add him.
Yeah.
So if he gets added to MTV's playlist, that'll make the record.
Right.
And therefore, if he puts me in it, they told him it'll be a sure thing.
On MTV.
Yeah, everything is going to be a sure thing if I'm a part of it.
Right.
Now, why? I
You're
don't
the
know.
biggest star in America.
No, I'm not the biggest star in
you
America.
are.
No. I think there's a couple of people ahead of me. Like just about everyone.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but also, I don't need to be in your video. You got to do it. Either people are going to like your music or they're not.
Listen.
I love you. I would do any. I'm going to play your record on the air, but you just keep using me.
I have not.
Your record company guys are filling your head. No, you asked me before.
John, let me interrupt you for
No, but his record. You hit it on the head a few minutes ago.
Yes.
The record company guys are filling his head up with stuff. Everything is coming. If I don't write the liner notes, the record's not going to do well.
But that's exactly what I've got to... John, this is your music career.
But
Excuse me, I'm not finished talking yet.
Good, thank you.
She's like my mother.
No, she's right.
Go ahead.
And you have to learn to say no when someone is just trying to capitalize on your association with this show because it is your
Can I just say one thing, Robin?
career.
Can I just say one thing?
No.
The whole concept of the video. The whole concept of the video is that there's going to be a lot of celebrity cameos.
Go ahead.
So
Go
what?
ahead,
I wouldn't ask Howard. I'm here every day. I wouldn't ask him to be one of the celebrities.
No.
Well, see, Robin,
But I told you I don't want to be a part of it.
First of all,
it's not, you know what? So anyway, so I started to feel. So then he goes. And if you won't do the video...
well, let me just say one thing. You're a hypocrite, Robin, and I'll tell you why.
Why is she?
Because when you had your with that, one of the television shows that you were doing, you asked a lot of us to be in it. So you're a hypocrite.
Did you ever do a TV show with me?
No, but you asked me to be it.
Well,
But you asked me, and I said yes.
There's
You're a
a big
hypocrite.
difference
John,
in asking you and Howard.
Her asking you is doing you a favor. Which is one of the nicest things she ever did, and she shouldn't do that anymore. Now they're
I
complaining.
certainly will not.
No,
She
all I'm saying is that
she's never once ever come to me and said, you have to be...
No, I didn't say you have to.
She never said...
Here he is again doing something stupid to hurt himself. She asked him to do something, and what a dumbass this guy is. Burning bridges before he even gets to him.
My video won't make it unless you're in it.
No.
I mean, that puts a lot of pressure on me. Suddenly now it's my job to make John's video.
I didn't say that.
You
said
let me
that
tell
was
you
a quick
something,
cameo.
John.
You said
John.
to me, if I'm not in your video, if I'm in your video, it will guarantee that you'll be on MTV.
Do you know a magazine came to me and said, if you get a picture with you and Howard, you can be on the cover. I said, it isn't happening. Get off my
Robin,
phone.
do you know how many people... Let me just say one thing in my defense. You know how many magazines come up to me and say the same thing? He doesn't hear about it. I never...
It's your career, John.
Yeah, I know, and
I
say, you know something? This has nothing to do with Howard, and he's not going to be involved. This is the only thing that I've been...
Bullshit. That never happened.
Don't make it look like I bother you all the time.
Oh, come on. Now, listen, ever since this album came out...
Step of the way.
I have not.
You told me if I sang on your album, then it would definitely be added.
No, I know.
You told me if I wrote the liner notes, it would definitely be added. If I... Now,
30 years ago, exactly. He's still the same piece of shit, but worse. So now he's just friggin' wet-brained, more than he was then.
Listen to me. Listen to me carefully. I got news for you. I know show business. You know why? Because I've been reading about it for years. And let me tell you something. And I want you to understand this. Because after he said that, he said, if you'll be in the video, then he asked me to do something else for you after the video. What else do you want me to do?
No, that's it.
No, there was something else after the video.
No, this is what I said. I said, Inside Edition wanted to get...
Oh, right. So then he goes, then he says, Inside Edition wants to do a story on him. He doesn't care about it, but he's asking me.
Yeah.
Inside Edition will do a story on him if I talk to Inside Edition.
See, I knew something like this must be coming up because he was standing here stuttering at the door the other day saying he needed to talk to me for some advice.
I would have asked Robin before I even asked you.
That's what he usually does.
Because she was too busy.
I don't have time for it.
He's too busy, I'm too busy. Don't ever sidestep her.
I would have asked her and then she would have said no, and I would have...
Right, you should have done the first place.
But she was too busy.
Now, I know what some of you think. You say, hey, wait a second, John's been a good guy for the show. Hey, how...
She's busy because she's working at her job.
Or why don't you do him a favor and this, that, and the other thing. But you got to understand something. Every step of the way, these record company guys have been putting pressure on John that I have to be a part of this. And they're wrong to do that.
They signed Stuttering John.
They signed Stuttering John. He's got good music. So anyway, I'm feeling like, oh, man, maybe I'm being too hard on all this. Maybe in the long run it doesn't matter at all. So I go to my agent and I say, listen, here's the deal. Stuttering John wants to do... I'm willing to do it for him. I like him, but you tell me what I should do. Here's this. He goes, absolutely not. You're not doing it. You're not going on some. John's gonna do just fine. It doesn't make a difference whether you're on the video or not. It makes very little difference.
What good does it do, John, if they play one?
He was given this amazing opportunity. He sucks in guitar. He sucks as a singer. But he did a record deal, and he turned it into nothing. Forgotten 30 years ago. What a piece of shit.
Of your videos.
Right.
Because the song is a really great song.
But if
So
they're
the point is, though, I'll explain to you. MTV,
Yeah, but I have already promoted this album through the roof.
Yeah, but
just talking about this,
No, I
promoted
agree.
your album.
Howard,
and I said when the album comes out, I'll play it.
Yeah, you know,
what more can a guy do for you?
I'm just telling
Every
you.
step of the way, you're a record company guy, and then he goes.
But if the only reason your video gets played is because Howard is
Robin,
in it.
let me give you.
And then I'll tell you who else is a wise guy.
Let me give you an example.
I'll tell you who else was a wise guy. So then John says to me, you know, my publicist, John has a publicist through the record company.
Yeah.
My publicist, Dan Flores, says, I said, wait a second, stop right there. I said, that happens to be my publicist, a guy I pay.
No, he didn't.
I don't do it through a record company. I pay him directly.
He has nothing to do with it. He
says,
know.
my publicist says that if you did the Inside Edition, I said, John, wait a second. Your publicist?
No, that's not true.
No, you said this.
No.
John, I'm not elucidating.
No. I said my
Ronnie
publicist
the Limo
called
Driver.
me about this.
Oh, he called you.
Yeah, it wasn't even you. It was a person at the office and said, see if you can get sound bites. That's the only reason why I asked.
Sound bite. So tell him to check with my publicist, who is your publicist, and they can confer.
Yeah, that's what I did.
He's the guy telling me no more interviews.
But he didn't even know I was asking.
So then why are you asking me?
He didn't know about the
You
video.
know who my publicist is.
No, but he didn't know about the video. I
This is
swear.
ridiculous.
Because then believe me, he didn't know about the video.
But listen, I'm doing a lot for you. I don't want to be made to feel like I don't.
No.
You keep having me reject you, but you know what my game plan is. You're part of this show.
Yeah, I'm not look.
Stop it already with me. Leave me alone, please. Leave me alone. I'm begging you.
Listen, You know how
Now, I'll tell you what I did.
You
made me feel so damn bad that I went and asked the agent. He looked at me like I was insane. Because I'm not letting you do it. I'm just not letting you.
Don't do it. I mean, well, I can't force you to do anything. I asked you as a friend.
Your music is good. I heard your music. It's good.
I know. That's the point. Hold on.
In fact, you don't need an association.
Let me just say one thing, please.
Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam doesn't need an association.
Let me just say one thing.
If your music is good, it's going to make it.
Yeah,
the point is, I know the music is good.
In that first video.
All right? I know it's good, Howard.
It didn't make it, so what does that say about it?
But see, the point is, MTV has a problem adding things unless it's added on radio. I'm gonna have a problem with that in a lot of markets because because I'm on the show.
Yeah, but what do you want from me? Is that my fault?
No. But what I'm saying is that
I've always given you a job.
Even White Zombie, for instance, they weren't played at all until Beavis and Butthead started playing them and goofing.
So I'll goof on your record when it comes.
I know what I'm saying. So a lot of bands need some kind of way to get into MTV. MTV is.
Yeah, but every minute with me, everything is. And now if the record fails, it'll be.
No, it won't be your fault.
Oh yes, it will be. Howard didn't help.
I'm proud
all I
of the music,
did was help. All I did was help.
The music, I'm very proud of.
What else do you want me to do, John, with this record? Why don't you tell the record company guys to
I don't
take out
want you
a
to
couple
do
of
that.
bucks?
Howard to go out.
No,
and
the only thing that
Should I go out and do joint appearances with you?
Tour with you?
I wouldn't ask you.
Do you want me to sing with you? What do you want me to do exactly? First it was I have to sing on the album. Then I told you no. Then I have to, I said, you don't need me singing on the album.
Well, Howard,
then they had to write the liner notes. That was crucial. Then I said no to that. That wasn't crucial. Now, if I'm not in the video, you'll never get added on TV.
I've been affiliated.
And if I don't talk to Hard Copy, you'll never be on Hard Copy. I mean, what is this?
No,
is this my record album?
No, Howard.
Howard.
People associate.
You're making me uncomfortable.
No, Howard. People are inclined to associate Stuttering John with you.
No. They shouldn't. You are your own man.
Separate.
Yeah, and I do. But I'm saying, so to have a small.
Your record's going to be a big hit.
Some involvement.
Isn't it tiring to argue with him because of his
and then he gets in the car, and this was going on in the car. And Ronnie, the limo driver, just turns around in the middle of this and goes, user. User.
Oh, I thought he said loser.
No, that was user.
You know what? Yeah, and I probably did sound like one because as soon as you get out, Ronnie, you know what? As soon as you get out of the car, you know what Ronnie says to me? I'm thinking of putting together a video on limo driving. Would you be in it? Howard, it's not that. I've never. Come on, I don't ever put you up.
John, you put me up all the time. Since this record got started, you've been putting me up.
I asked you to do the line notes and
liner notes to sing on it.
Sing it, but I wasn't.
That wasn't real. That wasn't serious.
This is the only thing.
So what is serious? How am I supposed to tell what's serious?
I asked you on the air.
Oh, the liner notes wasn't serious?
Yeah, the liner notes would have been good, but he said no anyway. By the time he said,
we should sing on it. It's Fred. Fred has a beautiful voice.
Well, Fred played on it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
This loser, given every opportunity, turns it into shit. Amazing. He got on Wings, sitcom, like a 3-minute part, turned that into nothing. Got a deal, record deal. He really sucked. He got on Conan with his band. That sucked. And he turned it into nothing. 30 years later, he was in obscurity, living in a 500 square foot hovel, no dishes, drinking himself to death. Yeah, good. Howard predicted this. One of the shows, he said, after everything's done, this is what's going to happen to you. And he was right. The guy's so stupid. He got a huge salary, overspent on houses he could not afford, lost his family, lost his house, lost everything. And he walks around saying how great he did. John, we know the truth, so why are you lying? People would react to you much better if you just be honest.
Go. I said he had a beautiful voice and you had him play on it.
Well, I mean, he's a good guitar player, too. It's hard to completely disassociate yourself with you.
What?
You know, that's hard to completely disassociate.
Stand up like a man, John.
Yeah, stand up like a man, will you? I said I love you.
I love you, too, man.
I don't want to be in a video.
But that doesn't mean he has to do everything.
If I want to, you know how many times I've been asked to do MTV videos by bands bigger than yours? Bon Jovi, all these bands. At one time or another when I was in their good graces. They've all asked me to make cameos.
I'm a little closer to you than them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but John, see, this is not love.
Because you're closer to me.
That is not love.
Because you're closer to me, you should understand more.
You should be able to get some
Cameos. I didn't think it would. ruin your career or anything just to make a cameo.
I didn't say it would ruin my career. It wouldn't ruin my career.
Why don't you get the people from the player? That
right.
I'm
the only one he's going to get.
No, you weren't in the
I'll
player.
end up being the only guy.
I mean, you are the closest celebrity friend I have.
Please, you're not my friend.
Come
you
on,
proved it to me over the last couple of months. You just want me to do stuff for you all the time, and I told you I'm doing as much as I can do with this radio.
Can I just ask you one thing? Have I really asked you to do a lot?
Yes. Let me ask you something. Would you be willing
bodily harm?
Would you, if someone offered you hundreds of thousands of dollars to break up with me and go join someone else, would you do it? Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No.
A year.
No.
You're a liar.
No, I'm not.
You're a liar.
If another radio station said to me, "Yo,"
You did it with Leno. You didn't even tell him. Yeah, Jesus, what a liar. Everything about this guy's money.
Hello, Ronald.
No, you don't understand something. You don't understand something. You don't have to do anything for me.
You know, because the payback is a bitch.
Yeah, you don't understand. There's a constant. I have said to you, I sat down with you. I said, John, here's what I want to do for you. I know you're hungry to get a record deal. You played me your music. I said, I think it's good enough that I know if. Yeah, slow down. Get to work on the album. Tell him to produce. It's not my job. A lot of one guy. I don't play records. When do I play a record? I'm going to play a few records. I told you that. I like your music. I'm busy.
Makes sense to John because John is sulking.
Yes. I was trying to get some support from Jackie, but it won't happen.
Yeah, and if John does something for you, after everything I've done for you, even if he hasn't done it, he thinks about it and offers. After everything I've done for you, he's so bullshit.
I was trying to explain to him, and then somebody else. Just as I was getting John to understand the fine.
There's all kinds of things going on in the back office I don't know about.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's the big deal? They're giving it to us. And then I don't want to be the big boss man around here. I really hate it. I don't like to be the boss. I just want